Welcome back to Between the Ashes, The Growing Silence here on Paladin Gaming. We're going to continue our exploration of the Luyten system map. We're just going to start at the top here and work our way down, everything with everything's marked as new content. Refinery GLR04, last known position. An ore processor established by the Garrus Corporation, GLR04 and its siblings were set up to break up STX's near monopoly on Luyten's resources. Unfortunately, Garrus didn't have STX's expertise dealing with the environment of Luyten, and a few radiation injury lawsuits later, they quickly abandoned the venture, selling off their Luyten infrastructure to STX at a loss. STX still operates these refineries in a limited capacity, aside from GLR04, which is ultimately purchased by the Second Dawn Society for their own purpose. It has since been moved to an undisclosed location in the Oort Cloud. All kinds of loose ends here. Patmos Station. Long before the LNA was founded, Patmos Station was a civilian research lab studying the system's unusual stars. At some point during the 14 Years' War, the station was abandoned and purchased by Galactic Terran Intelligence for classified research of their own. After the defeat of the GTI Rebellion, the station was abandoned again, its personnel disappearing without a trace. The only record of their existence was an improvised radio telescope floating near the station, positioned to observe the Maro Halo anomaly in the system's Oort Cloud. Some believe that Patmos' GTI crew joined up with the Second Dawn Society, though no evidence has ever surfaced to prove such, and the timeline is dubious as well. Way Station 2. The LNA's network of Ignis stations serve two important purposes. First, they continually broadcast powerful radio pulses, allowing LNA vessels to calculate more reliable navigational fixes, and, in the unlikely event of a misjump, work out their positions upon returning to real space. Secondly, the stations include life support, hydroponics, and medical equipment rated for 10 days emergency survival for up to 24 Terrans, ensuring a ship in distress always has somewhere to flee to. STX Mining Facility. This massive mining hub blurs the line between starship and installation. It is subspace capable but extremely slow, with a drive warm-up time measured in hours. STX moves the facility only rarely when too many of the economically useful asteroids in its vicinity have been exploited for it to remain profitable. The facility includes manipulator arms and mountings for asteroid cracker explosives and can process many of the more common mineral types by itself, while others are sent off to STX's Namid-class ore processor for further refinement. I believe this model was seen in the trailer. I might be wrong, but I think we'll be seeing that. Rothenburg Singh Mineral Refinery. Once state-of-the-art, this old station fell into disuse during the 14 Years' War and was subsequently stripped for parts by pre-LNA salvage gangs. It is no longer in use for its original purpose, but has found a new purpose, providing a safe place for LNA work crews to practice zero-G maneuvering. While new facilities for this purpose are on the LNA's agenda, there are currently no plans to decommission the Rothenburg Singh platform, in part because many workers who've been educated aboard it feel a sort of affection for the old station. The STX Exploration Refinery. Raw material from STX's mining operations in Luyten are funneled to this station for initial refinement. Proprietary molecular forging technology allows for extremely high extraction rates compared to conventional techniques. The technology was co-developed by STX and the LNA, and a small number of LNA technical observers can both be found here, responsible for ensuring everything goes smoothly as products are refined for export or further processing in STX's Aurora fabrication yard. The grammar didn't quite match up there. It is legally unclear whether the LNA charter permits this sort of partnership without GTA involvement, but for now the GTA has decided not to press the issue. So that's everything in the north of the map. The Oort Cloud. At the furthest reaches of the Luyten system lies unique Oort Cloud. This cloud of rocks, comets, and asteroids is unusually dense for a binary system. The cause for that density is unknown, but matter flares from UV SETI cooling into a snowstorm of dust boosting the mass density of the cloud over the centuries is one speculative cause. The vital node to Laramus and to the rest of known space phases in and out of the field. One region of particular interest is the Maro Halo, a dense asteroid thicket gradually collapsing towards a gravitational anomaly reminiscent of the one left behind by the collapsed Sol jump node. Although for it to have had such an effect on the Oort Cloud, it must be vastly older. While the LNA conducts research of the anomaly, STX Exploration is a lucrative mining operation inside the Halo, using specially configured miners designed to tolerate the hazardous environment. Alright, so Way Station 3 has the same description as Way Station 1, we won't read it again. Yeah, we'll finish it up, there's not much left. STX Exploration Fabrication. The STS Exploration maintains 2 Aurora-class fabrication yards, one in Laramus and one in Luyten. These massive stations are the ultimate destination for most of the materials processed by STX. Dozens of internal workshops, from general-purpose manufacturing bays to highly specialized laboratories and clean rooms, assemble the many finished products in STX's catalog. Jump node to Laramus. We just went through that and were repulsed. The Dositov cloud. We saw that in the background during the weapons test. An anomaly that defies any explanation, the Dositov cloud is a dense collection of what by all means should be nebular gases, intermixed with an unusual high density of metallic particles. Ordinarily, the cloud's density would have been high enough for it to have long since collapsed into its own gravity well, but a number of intermittent radiation sources have been detected at the cloud's center, whose radiation pressure narrowly overcomes the cloud's gravity and keeps it stable. Is radiation pressure actually a thing? Tantalizingly, these radiation sources' periodic nature and emission spectra are consistent with Rosenthal-Albertine bypass objects, or RABOs, a proposed but unproven type of subspace effect of immense theoretical interest. Unfortunately, the cloud is an unforgiving place. While the outer layer can be traversed relatively safely, radiation, energized plasma, electromagnetic storms, and even lightning carried by the cloud's metallic particles are all common closer to the core. And it is currently believed that a vessel capable of making the journey safely would rival an Orion-class fleet carrier in scale. For now, the LNA contents itself with surveys of the relatively safe outer levels. We're gonna have a nebula mission in there, I guarantee it. A nebula mission. Let's see, the South Radio Telescope. The second of 4 planned radio observatories operated by the LNA, situated in Luyten's ecliptic south. This automated telescope feeds astronomical data to scientists on Habitat Lima and throughout Luyten. Ever since the disappearance of its northern counterpart, the Southern Radio Telescope has been accompanied by a small flock of relay probes tied into a Manu station's fast response feed. Its northern counterpart isn't even on the map. Alright, looks like 3 left. STX Exploration Processor. In operation for a decade and a half, this massive station is one of the few Namid-class installations in Terran space. Oort belt objects captured by STX mining expeditions are delivered to one of the station's processing bays to be broken up by magnetic accelerators and high explosives, liberating valuable metals and minerals for use elsewhere in the system. This processor is located near the Morrow Halo, a large cluster of asteroids orbiting a minor gravitational anomaly. Mining operations here provide the majority of the LNA's supply of several essential materials, which makes it a prime target for the Raiders and the Hammer. Way Station 1, that's going to be the same as Way Stations 2 and 3. And finally, the Morrow Halo. The Morrow Halo is a dense asteroid thicket formed by the influence of a gravitational anomaly in Luyten's Oort cloud. The anomaly is of scientific interest due to a similarity to the collapsed Sol jump node. This is basically just restating what the Oort cloud entry. STX and LNA personnel frequently bump shoulders around the Halo and develop friendly rivalry around their diverted objectives. On a more somber note, the gravitational anomaly complicates navigational calculations within the Halo, and ships operating the Halo are required to reconfigure their jump drives to compensate. So that is the complete initial map, along with whatever popped up during the first 3 missions, of Luyten. Here in Between the Ashes, the Growing Silence. Broadcast here on Paladin Gaming. This is Paladin Gaming, signing off.